You know that Egypt has 118 pyramids, but did you know that America has over 2,000? This conspiracy theory is guaranteed to blow your mind. It states that the Grand Canyon is a path to Egypt, and that's because there's pyramids, hieroglyphics, mummies, and tons of other Egyptian artifacts were found, and all the areas that are marked off actually mimic Orion's belt. And all the main points are named after Egyptian gods. And some of the biggest pyramids around the world and in the United States are actually hidden under mountains. Go ahead, look it up. The majority of the pyramids really start picking up along the eastern part of America, which according to this map of what America really is, that's all ancient Mesopotamia and Babylon, which makes sense why you find all these ancient hidden civilization in the eastern parts of America. And why you have all these obelisks, because America's the real Egypt, and they've just been lying to you. What do you think?
First thing you do is orientate yourself to your AO, your area of operation. So I went and got some maps. So when I was putting the maps up, there was this one area. It was whited out. This area not surveyed to date. And I'm looking at the whole of Alaska. I mean, that's a big place, and it's all been surveyed, except this one area. With my counterintelligence background, I was like, they're hiding something. It's not my business. I let it go.
Doug was used to working on a need-to-know basis. But a few years later, an extraordinary event magnified his suspicions.
Move forward to 1992. I was sitting and watching TV in the orderly room, and there's a news program on. And they're talking about the detonation of a nuclear device in China. Part of the story was that geologists used that detonation to get a better picture of the crust and mantle of the Earth.
The news report stated that the explosion was so great that it sent shockwaves underground through the fabric of the Earth. These shockwaves traveled over 4,000 miles all the way to Alaska, where they were picked up by earthquake monitoring stations. By analyzing these waves, scientists could tell the density of the rock they passed through. And they detected what appeared to be an enormous subterranean structure, shaped like a perfect pyramid.
They said in Alaska, a pyramid was found, larger than the one in Giza. They showed it on the map. And the whited out area I saw earlier in '89, they correlated. Same area. Which I thought was, oh my God, that's what they're hiding.
Did you know there are more pyramids in America than there are in Egypt? In fact, I would go as far to say there are more pyramids in America than anywhere else in the world. Most of them are just buried and covered up, hidden right beneath the surface. Like this one here, Tum Tum Mountain in Washington State. I mean, just look at the similarities between one of the now famously uncovered pyramids. It would look just like a hill to most of you blind observers today too. But the perfect angles and symmetry are undeniable. Just look at the shadow it even casts. Nature does not work in such perfect straight lines and symmetry. And when you take a look at it from above on Google Earth, it becomes even that much more obvious. You can even see the base of the pyramid here. Just one of dozens of pyramids in Washington State. But look how clear it is. From any angle you can find on Google Earth, from any street view, which unfortunately, believe it or not, is kind of hard to do for the street views because it stops abruptly right about here. And there's a big private no trespassing sign and a gate here. And that's as far as you can see on street view. But here's a little more video of it from Google Earth. You can see where that street view down at the bottom just abruptly ends there at the base of the pyramid. I mean, mountain. And then you see that nice little top squared off from the pyramid. Another striking similarity to the Egyptian pyramids. But this is Tum Tum Mountain in Washington State. Check it out yourself on Google Earth and let me know what you think. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Yo, somebody's been lying, but we're about to get to the bottom of it. There ain't nothing slick to a can of oil. I told y'all about the temples in Tennessee. I told y'all about the mountains in Georgia. But let's talk about Ohio. I'd like to start off by saying, despite the towering reputation of Egypt's Great Pyramids at Giza, the Americas actually contain more pyramid structures than the rest of the planet combined. Alright? Now that might seem far-fetched or hard to believe, but I'm about to explain to you why it's so hard to believe. Alright, so we're talking about Buckeye Lake. Alright, prior to this, a great swamp sat where the lake is now. Okay? So the engineers decided they could build a dike or a dam and turn the swamp into a lake. But where would they get the materials from? Alright, so a mile away from where they were building this dam, alright, was a stone pyramid. Alright, a stone pyramid in middle of America. No way there's such a thing. Well, not anymore, that is. Alright, in 1831 through 1832, 75 teams were hired to haul stones from the mound to create the dam. Crazy. 75 teams pulling wagons of stone for 2 years, alright? The newspaper records say they hauled up to 15,000 wagon loads of stones from the mound to the dam site. 15,000 wagon loads of stone. Crazy, man. Listen. The base of the mound was 182 feet in diameter, with a shallow trench surrounding the base, and then a wall surrounding the mound with an opening on the east end of the enclosure and an open field of the west side of the mound within the enclosure. Alright? Once the stones were removed, they found even more mounds, alright? And the stones were left alone until 1850. Alright, and then farmers dug into the mounds and uncovered a burial site and a number of artifacts. The burial site was covered. Alright, they covered up the burial site with logs, alright, and created a wooden slab. And then over time, the smaller mounds have been reduced by farming till they sunk and disappeared into farmland. Look, never looked at by anyone trained in archaeology, just loaded up and hauled away and dumped for a dam. Crazy, y'all. You got mounds covered in nature, Egyptian mounds in Tennessee flooded, and now I'm showing you a stone pyramid that was destroyed to create a dam. Damn. What else could they be hiding? I do know one thing. Yo, somebody's been lying. But we're about to get to the bottom of it. Get your copy today. Let's go.
Now look at this. Now look at this. Now look at this. I'm on the road now to happiness. Just kinda feel a little emptiness. Drank all this Henny cause of loneliness. Lonely.
Yo, did someone actually catch the entrance of one of those pyramids in the Grand Canyon? This is nuts. I just saw this today. Watch this clip. This looks so fun. Most people don't know about the Grand Canyon's greatest and darkest conspiracy. They hide that conspiracy in plain sight. It's rife with Egyptian artifacts and geology. Where is the evidence for such outlandish claims, you may ask? The national park took a page out of Egyptian mythology when they named the formations. After a short little hike from the North Rim, you can catch a glimpse of Juno Temple, Jupiter Temple, Apollo Temple, and Osiris's Temple. Would I find evidence myself of such outrageous claims? The true story of a civilization now lost. The artifacts that they found at the Grand Canyon had an Egyptian origin. They found shrines, they found mummies, they found gold, they found temples. This information has been suppressed by the Smithsonian. What exactly are they hiding? It doesn't stop there either. 1920s, when the Grand Canyon was going to go from a monument to a national park, President Harding went on a voyage of understanding trip to try and understand what exactly was going on at these national parks. He couldn't quite understand. It was on this very trip that he died. His illness was treated with arsenic. Was he treated or poisoned or assassinated for trying to understand what was the Grand Canyon and its Egyptian artifacts? As I was getting to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, I felt like I was getting closer to the bottom of solving this riddle of what the Grand Canyon really was. There must be some Egyptian mythology hidden in the no-fly zones on the map. There are so many places in the Grand Canyon that are banned to the public or you can't even go to. If you veer off course, the authorities will come and get you. And there's even places in the Grand Canyon that's forbidden to drink water from. The forbidden fountain of youth, or to taste the tree of knowledge. It was in the 1920s. The government coincidentally decided they wanted to survey the Colorado River and the Grand Canyon. And coincidentally, on this infamous boating expedition, President Harding passed away, and they named a rapid after him to send a signal they would control the narrative of the Grand Canyon. There are far too many coincidences for the Grand Canyon and what happened in the 1920s when they covered it up. Egyptian artifacts and temples? Could these all just be theories? Just conspiracies? Maybe the Grand Canyon is just what it is. A great, grand, beautiful place.
So are we not going to talk about this perfect pyramid right here that they seen in the sky in Mississippi? Pyramid, it looks like it's like shimmering or like reflecting some type of light. I mean, maybe it's the sun, but it looks like it could be charged. And then on the video, like right here underneath, it just looked like it was like flickering or flashing every now and then, like there was some type of energy up underneath it. And they started seeing this around July 6th. It was different reports of this from people that lived in Mississippi. I'm not sure exactly which city in Mississippi, but if there is anyone in Mississippi or anyone down that way, that may have seen this or can enlighten me on what this actually looked like. And if you got some videos of it yourself or some different pictures or a different angle, please feel free to DM me. But that's why we got to keep our head up to the skies, because hey, that's where all the signs is, that's where all the action is. Hey, they have people always looking down at the ground. Y'all got to start looking up. You never know what you're going to see. But y'all have a good day. Keep your head up, stay prayed up. I love everybody, and you already know. Peace.
Bro, this make me think that all the mounds that they find in America, they purposely don't excavate them hoes, because then they gonna have to be like, yeah, there is pyramids here, and they gonna have to explain all that shit. So they just leave them as mounds. Imagine if they dug that motherfucker up.
Oh shit! Look what they found in the Grand Canyon, yo! Yo, so a drone had took a picture of this shit, and y'all know that, like, the Grand Canyon is a no-fly zone, right? Hold on, I zoomed in. Peep that shit, y'all. Look at the markings on there. And y'all remember what they were saying, right? Hold on, we about to get to that in a second. Just give me a second. Look at this shit. Hey, bro, this is why they don't want us over there, y'all. This is why they don't want us over there. I'm trying to tell you. Now, y'all remember how they were saying in the Old Testament that this is really supposed to be Egypt? And how the Grand Canyon basically leads to Africa, right? Like, that's supposed to be the joint, you feel me? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up, bro. There's a reason why there's a no-fly zone over the Grand Canyon, yo. I'm trying to tell you. It might even be a portal there or something. They always get their ideas from somewhere. Wake up!